Alright, hello, this is Teddy Mazahari for English 105, Multimodal Project Number 1. First, I want to ask you if I have your permission to use this video and all its content for my class, and if it's posted on the internet for informative purposes.
Yes, you do.
Great. Alright, so can you start by stating your name, where you're from, your year in school, and what your major is?
I'm Court Wallet. I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm going to be a senior studying sports and media.
Cool. And what fraternity are you in?
Delta Tau Delta.
What position do you hold in that fraternity?
I am the president right now.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to start by asking just what do you know about the Greek village in general? You can give as much information or as little as you want.
Yeah, definitely starting to learn a lot more as we kind of go through the process, but I know that a lot of fraternities are going to be in it, sororities as well. Different size houses, each kind of chapters required to fill different numbers. And basically going from there, it's going to be right on campus, just right across the street from basically Rural and Terrace. It's going to be Greek students. Greek students can get in regardless if you're living there or not. It's kind of with the key code, and it's kind of a way to get all the Greek students together without going to physical houses. It's kind of the next best alternative.
All right, cool. So when did you become a member of the Greek community, either just at all or at ASU?
Fall of 2014 at the University of Texas at Dallas, and then after a year I transferred to ASU.
Okay, cool. And how has becoming a member of the Greek community impacted your experience at ASU?
It's been great. Yeah, I mean, I transferred out to an out-of-state school, basically knowing absolutely nobody. I knew that there were adults there. I didn't know if I was going to be a member of the fraternity. I committed to transferring, and then even then I talked to a couple of guys on social media, and they offered to hang out with me, and it was great. But basically it went from me just living in an apartment, pretty much just not knowing anyone, working full-time, going to class, going back home, to having a complete social life and meeting best friends for the rest of my life, really.
Great. Okay. And do you ever regret joining Greek life at all?
Not at all.
Okay, awesome. So I know you rushed in Texas, but do you think that you would have been more or less likely to rush if the rush events were held at an on-campus community such as the Greek Village, as opposed to an on-campus like we have at the MU or off-campus events?
I think the Greek Village is huge for recruitment. I think that's kind of one of the biggest strengths of it. Yeah, I mean, my freshman year, I was having to get rides from people. I did have my car at UT Dallas just because it was more normal for freshmen to have their cars. But even then, I was getting rides from people. I didn't know where to go. I can see being a freshman at ASU, yeah, anything off campus is difficult. It's kind of up to the older guys to provide rides. But if anything's on campus and right at that Greek Village, it looks great. It looks great for ASU. I think it looks great for the chapters itself.
Okay, great. So other than rush and recruitment, what impacts do you think the Greek Village will have on the Greek community?
I think it really can bring people closer if done right. I mean, when I go to these president meetings, these IFC meetings, everyone's always saying they want to be closer. I mean, people get along in those meetings. We're always just afraid of those one or two kids in each chapter that want to start fights. But we really think that doing that, it can help out. And I don't see any issue with it. And, I mean, you get guys together, we're all just ASU students, we're all Greek students. It's not that big of a difference. And I really think that it can help bring people together. And also just living next to sorority, that's pretty cool too.
Okay, cool. So on a bigger scale, how do you think this will affect the entire student community, both Greek and non-Greek?
I think overall, you might see a lot of other students thinking, wow, that looks really, really cool. And you might even get more guys trying to go Greek and join an organization like this because, I mean, it's really big. And they say it's a leadership organization for all Greek students. It's more as the IFC Panhellenic. So I'd like to overall be able to see even more organizations that may not have the finances right now or the numbers to get in there as they were intentionally planning. So maybe 4 years down the road after the 4-year contract ends, you can see these other council Greek chapters getting involved as well that aren't just IFC or Panhellenic.
Okay, cool. Is your fraternity going to have a villa in the Greek Village?
Yes, we are.
Great. Do you think this is going to affect your pledge class or future pledge classes more?
I think it will affect future pledge classes more. I won't even be here when the thing opens up, so I've been kind of very busy organizing it, planning it. I'm meeting tomorrow with it. for something I'm not going to be around. But the younger kids, it's going to be huge for them. I mean, we have the younger guys in our chapter right now will possibly be living in there. And basically, I mean, you have to fill it, so recruitment's going to be huge.
Yeah. Okay, so will freshmen be able to live in the villa? And if so, will they have a dining hall option available?
So right now, freshmen will not be able to live in the village. Personally, I think that's kind of a disappointment. I would love to see recruitment taking place in the summer before school starts. And then if you were to get a bit extended, you can live in the freshman village instead of the dorms because it's still on campus. I think going forward, ASU will implement that. It might take a few years, but I think it will happen. So right now, there's no dining plan and there's no freshmen living in there.
Okay. How many fraternities and sororities are currently signed to be a part of the village so far?
I honestly don't know, but majority of them are. I've been talking to other presidents, and it's going to happen. We're in the process of signing ourselves. Majority of them are. I don't know the exact number.
Okay. For those who aren't, what reasons for not joining have you heard from them, either fraternities or sororities?
The number one reason is a lot of people are afraid of having so many kids confined on campus. They're afraid of getting in trouble. I don't really think that's an issue. I think kids know how to behave, and ASU, I don't believe, is going to be just walking in looking for reasons to bust kids. A lot of other minor details that I think our chapter personally is taken care of already, such as what if you can't fill it? Well, we have measures in place for that. A lot of people complaining about parking. I don't think that's that big of an issue, to be honest. One major complaint I heard from other chapters are that there's no parking spots for the advisors. We have chapter on Sundays, it's free parking. If not, you can literally have $7 of everyone's dues go to a parking pass for your advisor. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. Not having a gym in there is a complaint. You're not that far from the SDFC. I just don't see it being an issue. Yeah. And a lot of guys just want to have more houses for events, but I think it's great for recruitment. I really do. I know one chapter, Fiji, they have their own building that they own already. So it really wouldn't make sense for them to be in the Greek village because they have that and they own it. But other than that, no one else really has a reason, I think.
Okay. So if you know about any of this, what kind of restrictions will the village impose on the residents?
I think the number one complaint is that it's on campus, so it will be dry. You very, very well may have over 21-year-olds living in there. And technically, because it is on campus, it is dry. But that being said, I just don't see that being that big of a deal. Restrictions, I mean, that obviously, you really can't be having events at ASU anyway, so it's not, I don't see that being much of a restriction. I think they're going to be really able to work with you if you were in the village because it shows that you're working with ASU.
Okay. There's rumors that there will be like people who act as almost CAs and that the situation is going to be more at dorms. I'm not sure if that's true, but do you think that there is a need for more restraint on the Greek community, like supervision and more frequent sanctions?
I don't think so. It used to be such a fear of getting house tickets, and now it's kind of toned down because the police are working with the students and working with ASU from both sides. I was told, I don't know if this is true or not, but there's be more of like a Greek CAs living around there. Mm-hmm. So people who are in the fraternities that are in the village will be living there, not just outsiders that don't really understand Greek life or understand how it works, even how a date party works. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be better than just a dorm CA.
Okay. Last question. Just, do you think new members to the Greek community will find this a better option than not having any on-campus housing at all?
Yes, I do. Right now, a lot of guys don't just because they're used to living off campus after your freshman year in a house in a nice apartment. But I think now it's not saying you have to live in the Greek village. You say it as you get to live in the Greek village. And it's how we market it to new students coming in. And down the road, these incoming freshmen, a lot of them from out of state, they don't even know what they're getting into. They're going to have no idea about how it used to work. They're going to think that's the norm, and I think that's really good for us, good for ASU. These kids coming from out of state, they're going to learn something as they go, and it's not going to even be an issue for them.
All right, great. Thank you, Court.